Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Make Your Experiment, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 products that helped me pay off my $30,000 laser. And no, it did not happen overnight. Let's get into it. The laser that I'm talking about is the Epilog Fusion M240 that I used to own but have since sold. I had bought that laser secondhand and I bought a rotary attachment with it. All in all, I think it was around $30,000 before financing and all of that stuff. So I want to walk through exactly how I paid it off so that I can teach all of you how to pay off yours. Going into buying that laser, I did have a plan. That laser was bought specifically to help me make larger signs for small businesses. I'm talking 2 foot by 3 foot type signs. So what I ended up doing was starting with that product because I was already making signs from a previous laser that I was using. I just couldn't make them big enough for what people were asking for. So stepping into product number 1 was Signage. This can be all types of signage. I made it for children's rooms, I made them for weddings, I made them for small businesses, I made them for events. It just depends on the market around you as well as the market that you can sell to essentially online. I will say that it takes time to build up any kind of business, so don't expect overnight success. Just go into it understanding what products you want to make sure there's a market for them and that you can actually sell to them. When it comes to the signs, I made them as small as 12 by 24 and even 12 by 12. That's inches, and stepped up to, I was making them about 24 inches by 36 inches. You can make them bigger. There are some kind of hacks to doing that if your laser doesn't cut that big, and I can cover those in a future video. But signs were a good way for me to offset the cost of buying the laser because signs usually have the highest profit margin too. Now that kind of depends on your labor rate and everything else, but typically you can sell a sign for more money at one time for one item than you can, say, a tumbler or a notebook or something like that. Product number 2 was tumblers. If you've never engraved a tumbler, they are something that pretty much everyone will buy. They range from super cheap to, if you get a Yeti branded one and you're adding customization to that, they get kind of expensive. So it just depends on the market. I will say that I was fortunate enough at one point to have a client that would buy cases of tumblers at a time. Now it took a lot of work to market to this person and get in contact with them and see what their needs were, and then be able to actually get the price to work for both of us so that I could engrave those things. Now, when it comes to that, I was fortunate that this one client, I would say, helped me pay off 2/3 of my laser by themselves. It came at a cost, right? Because I would engrave all weekend to meet some deadline that they had on Monday. They'd bring them in Thursday or Friday, they'd want them Monday or Tuesday, and they would bring me 1,000 items to engrave. I will say that that was pretty stressful. I'm glad that I went through it because it taught me a lot, but understand that this stuff didn't happen overnight, and it sometimes comes with a cost of sacrificing time with family, sacrificing your own time to do whatever you want, sacrificing, a weekend off. So it just depends on what's important to you. So product number 2 was definitely tumblers. I will say that that one is pretty unanimous, that everyone that has a laser, that has a rotary attachment, has probably paid for some portion of their laser with tumblers. Product number 3 was actually for the same client, and it was Flasks. So this client actually owned a bar, and that is why I was able to do both of those products for them. And same deal, right? They'd bring them on a Thursday or Friday, they'd want them on a Monday or Tuesday, and it would take me all weekend to engrave them. They usually brought them together, the tumblers and the flasks. I was fortunate that I had a day job that paid all the day-to-day bills. So the side hustle was all kind of fun money, and I didn't really account for my labor with all of that. So when I say that I paid off my laser, I'm talking about strictly the laser. Now I did pull out money at times to do fun things with the family and stuff like that, but I didn't pull a paycheck, if you want to call it that. All the money that I made from doing these products initially, I just pulled together and threw at the laser to help pay it off as quickly as possible, because I wanted to have the least amount of debt that I could in case we needed to buy a house or move, those kind of things. But those are the 3 products that I used. I used signs, tumblers, and flasks. Now these are pretty universal items that pretty much anybody can use, but it definitely depends on who you're marketing to, who you're making things for already. I was already big into tumblers and signs before I really got into these things, but I did find a few clients that really helped me do it quicker. And again, they come at a cost with, late nights, long weekends, that kind of thing. But it all depends on if you're really committed to building your business. If you're looking for advice on where to get started with products, let me know, put them in the comments below. You can also join my free laser community at lasersmadesimple.com/community, and we can talk there as well as give advice, whatever you're looking for to help you grow your business. But I do want to be honest with you that there is no overnight success to running a business. Is it possible to go viral and have one post pay off all of your stuff? Yes, it is possible. Is it likely? Probably not. Out of all the people that I've seen that are in this space, maybe 3 of them that I know have been able to do that. The rest of them have all had to grind, put in the work, long hours, late nights, and then they will see the fruits of their labor. Sometimes people will go viral and it will work out, but don't go into this expecting that to happen. Running a business is not something that is going to be easy. It is not something that is going to happen overnight. You are going to have to put in the work. So don't get discouraged if you don't pay something off within a month of buying it. It's rarely going to happen that way unless it's just super cheap. But if you're buying quality equipment that has a higher price tag, you're going to have to put in some work to get it to not only be paid off, but build a business behind it. Make sure you're going in with a plan. Make sure you know who you're going to be selling to and what you're going to be selling before you really buy that machinery, because otherwise you're going to get discouraged by not being able to sell anything right off the bat. And it's all going to come down to, did you plan ahead? But hopefully this video has been helpful. If you want more videos like this, let me know. But thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about how I've paid off my lasers in the past or are looking for advice, let me know in the comments below. But I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you know when I come out with new videos. And be sure to check out my Instagram @MakerExperiment, where I share things along the way. But thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.